playing video games to read to his children. Or the 40-year-old dad who won't talk to the hurting teenage daughter because it would take time away from a playoff game. Or the father who won't go to church with his family because he stayed up too late watching television shows that only reinforce his immaturity. See, the reality is we have too many men who are stuck in that Peter Pan syndrome. They want all of the benefits, and there are benefits with being an adult man. They want all the benefits, they want all the joys, all the fun, but they don't want the responsibility. To truly be a man after God's own heart, as King David was called, a man after God's own heart, we men need to learn to act with maturity and to be that which God has called us to be. The Apostle Paul says, when I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. But when I became a man, when I moved into that adulthood, I gave up my childish ways. Now, is this saying to give up having fun? No, not at all. I think some of the best dads are those dads that really know how to have fun, but they also know how to have the maturity with that fun. Third idea. A true man is one who embraces responsibilities. Embraces responsibilities. It's interesting that in Genesis chapter 2, first thing that happened after the fall, God comes and talks to both Adam and Eve. And God says to Adam, well, this is even before the fall, God said to Adam, take care of the garden and work it. Work the garden. You have responsibilities as a man. Today, we still have those responsibilities as a man, to provide and protect. To provide and to protect. Again, there's too many of us men who are stuck in that Peter Pan syndrome, and we need to move on and grow up within our life and who we are and take on that responsibility. God gave the responsibility to Adam to cultivate the land, to take care of the seed of the land. This is sort of a jump maybe for some of you, but the seed of the land. Men are called to take care of their seed. When we all read and hear about that young man down, Tennessee, Kentucky area, that's fathered 39 kids out of wedlock. Some of you read that in the last couple of weeks. 39 kids with all these different women. He's not taking care of his seed. If you follow what I'm talking about. To be a man means you're going to take care of your seed. You're going to cultivate your seed with your own wife. Not out there wildly sowing, as some people say, sowing your wild oats. But it's within your own family. And it's in this part, the embracing responsibility. My base commander, or Ed's out there with me at the base, our base commander just 2 weeks ago retired. Full bird colonel, Colonel Roger Seidel. One of his largest phrases that I'm going to remember, he's been my commander for many years, is he has often said, you're 18 and you have a driver's license. In other words, take responsibility. Don't go home and cry to mommy and daddy. But you're 18 and you have a driver's license. Take responsibility for what God is calling you to do in your life. Next one is to function interdependently. To function interdependently. Matthew 19 says, for this reason a man will leave his father and his mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. What do I mean here, interdependently? Matt and Emily, you're bringing Will this morning. Daring, awesome parents, bringing a little 2-week-old little baby to church. Will is totally dependent on you two. Totally dependent for everything that he needs on you too. That total dependence is going to go up until Will turns to be a teenager, and all of a sudden he's going to want to be independent. I don't need mom and dad anymore. I can take the car whenever I want to take the car. I can stay out as long as I want to stay out. I skip school if I want to skip school. I will do whatever I want to do. And then kids graduate from high school and hit college, and some kids just really go off the deep end with their independence. So you following me here? Kids start with being totally dependent on mom or dad, or both. Then they move into we are independent. We can do it ourselves. There needs to be a third step in our growing up. Not only as a man, but also as a woman. To learn to become interdependent. Interdependent. I mean, I'm still the dad of the family with 3 kids and 3 in-laws and grandkids and 3 stepdaughters. I'm still the dad. But there is, as the kids get older, there becomes an interdependence. I talk to my mom almost every day in Holland. There's an interdependence that my mom and I have with each other. I need her, she needs me. I'm not dependent on her, she's not dependent on me. I'm not independent from her, she's not independent from me. But an interdependence of working together as a family. A true man understands this and is no longer on that dependency on mommy with the umbilical cord still hooked up, or that independence and I'm going to do it my way and I don't care what my wife says or what my girlfriend says or what my kids need from me, but the interdependence of working together as a family. The next one, the 5th idea, is that a man is one who can lead his family faithfully. Can lead his family faithfully. Studies have shown it used to be 25, 30 years ago, the majority of kids that were raised within church, once they went off to college, it was like 70-80% would come back to the faith. Right now, it's only 10 to 20% who are coming back to church, to the faith, of kids that have been raised. I think part of that is it's been found out, and this is not a truism for everybody. You got to remember that, because some of you do fit this, and some of you don't quite fit this scenario. But it has been found out that if the father leads the family spiritually, the kids are 20 times more likely to hold on to the faith of their fathers than if the mother leads. That to me is an amazing, amazing stat. As I say, some of you as moms, some of you are single moms, and you guys have done awesome, and your kids are involved in the faith, and that's awesome. But overall, kids are 20 times more likely to stay in the faith if their dad is spiritually leading them. Spiritually taking the bull by the horn. And maybe it's not dad. Maybe dad can't do it, or maybe dad's out of the picture. It may be grandfather. Some of you have granddads that have been involved. It may be an uncle that's involved. But it's to have that manly presence involved with your kids as a grandfather or as an uncle, to be involved. Your kids are 20 times more likely to stay within the faith of their fathers or their grandfathers or their uncles. We got a video. It's from Sanctus Rio, which talks about this. It's called Lead Me. You got it pulled up there, Hank?